Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. We are here for Season 13 of SLR F2. As you can see, we've got the lineup for Season 13 on the screen at the moment. I've picked the number 1 Invicta car for this season after winning the championship last time out. It is going to be a right challenge this season because we've got an incredible grid, one of the best grids we've probably seen in seasons. We've got some former champions back on the grid this season, but yeah, hoping to try and get another championship under the belt, and we're going to be trying to start off strong here at Albert Park. So here is the calendar then for Season 13 of SLR F2. We're going to be starting off in Australia at Albert Park, as I mentioned earlier. Very much looking forward to this one. Some good pace around here, some very good history, a couple of wins around here, so hoping to replicate the same again tonight. We've got some good street circuits in here as well, such as Azerbaijan. Very much looking forward to that one. Of course, we've got Jeddah as the penultimate round of the season. We haven't visited there for a couple of years now. But yeah, very good calendar in my opinion, to be honest. We've got some very good circuits on there. Some favourites of mine like Silverstone, very much enjoy driving around there. You've got tracks like Monza and Sao Paulo, which are kind of like the leveller tracks really. It kind of brings the skill gap a lot closer together, and as we're going to see later on, it is going to be a very tight grid for some of these races. Some very close gaps we're going to have as well. But yeah, on to qualifying we go then for the first round of the season. Yeah, here we go then, starting our one and only qualifying lap here at Albert Park. One-shot qualifying is normally what we have here in SLR F2. Managed to get pole position last season. We're looking to kind of extend our pole streak after some good history around here, and we've had a very good first sector so far, the first couple of corners into the first hard braking zone really in the first sector. A little bit slidey on exit. We're looking for a really low 1 minute 25, so maybe a 1 minute 25.1.2. I think 0.2 was probably last season's pole, if I remember rightly. Through the first sector is 29.6, not the greatest, but it is still purple nevertheless. So fastest first sector. Not sure what everyone else is doing out there, but this is kind of the easiest sector on the track really. It's just a straight line. DRS now enabled as we reach towards the second sector split, which is going to pop up any second now. And it is a 49.1 into the turn 10 chicane. We go just about. Keep it together. Another DRS. We've got, I think it's 4 DRS zones. Yeah, 4 DRS zones around this circuit. 2 detection points. Yeah, it's got a lot of opportunities for overtaking, but it's very hard to kind of completely overtake in the end. Last sector, probably the hardest sector of the lot now. Heavy braking zone into penultimate corner. Slam the anchors on, swift it left, and then swift it right for the final corner now. Down the Walker Straight. DRS open all the way up to the line. What is this lap time going to be? It's purple. Can we do all 3 purple? Yes, we can. It is a 1 minute 25.4. Not too bad at all. And we go nearly half a second clear of everyone, and that's going to put us in a prime position for the feature race later on. But before that, we've got the sprint race, which for that you normally reverse the top 10 of qualifying, so we will be starting in P10 for the sprint race coming up now. Here we go then for the sprint race. 5 red lights on ahead of us for the opening sprint race of the season, and we are away. A very good start, not too much wheel spin either. We got up to second gear very early. We beat Nick off the line in the Van Amersfoort racing car. We're now trying to challenge former champion Griffiths, maybe up the inside, but can't get our car alongside enough. Very scrappy first couple of corners from everyone, but that is expected. Contact with our teammate SLR Dodgy. Thankfully, no damage for either of us as we head down to turn 3 now, the first heavy braking zone of the track. We're still side by side with Dodgy, trying to keep it clean. We don't want to crash into our teammate at all. But yeah, we're keeping it clean, still in P10 at the moment, so we haven't lost anything, we haven't gained anything just yet. But Valcor in the Trident, we hit the back of him. I think he might have damage. We're not going to get any damage from that, hitting the back of the Trident car. He goes very wide though, and we're still in the slipstream. We're going to go to the outside line now. No DRS just yet on this opening lap, it's after lap 2. And we're going to swing our way round the outside up into 9th place now, ahead of Valcor. Yeah, a bit of a scrappy opening half of the opening lap here at Albert Park, but we're looking to gain a little bit more now. We're closing in on our teammate SLR Dodgy, looking to get past the other yellow Invicta. We're closing up on the 3 cars ahead. We've got Griffiths and Top G just ahead now. Braking zone coming up. Can we maybe gain a position there? Can we get into the top 8? We're having a little look to the inside line. Dodgy brakes latest, but he gets onto the grass and he loses it. So we do gain a position. We've hit the back of Griffiths. We can't stop hitting the back of the Tridents at the moment, and then we go up the inside of TJ Griffiths up into 7th place now, and closing in on the Hi-Tech Top G. So we managed to gain 3 positions on that opening lap. We're going to look to build even more now. Here we go then, starting lap 2, we managed to gain a position because of Rundle having to go in the pit lane because he had a drive-through penalty for jumping the start, and we might be able to get another here. Goggy making a mistake after turn 1-2, and now we are into the top 5 now, getting past CART, he making a mistake at turn 2, and now we're going to look to chase after Top G, as DRS is now enabled, so we really are starting to close up now to the high-tech driver. Going into the chicane, we had a little look to the inside there, but thought better of it, knew there was not going to be a gap the second we got to that apex. But here we go then, DRS on the high-tech driver, look to the inside line. We made a couple of overtakes here on the last lap, and into the braking zone we go down the inside of Top G, who had a bit of damage there on the front wing, so I'm not sure what happened to him on the opening lap, but we now see ourselves up into 4th place. Decent little first 2 laps. Skipping on to lap 3 then, we managed to catch up to the top 3, and we've got DRS coming up now, the very long straight going into that turn 10 chicane. Can we maybe make an overtake here on Frank Tank? He's going to have DRS off Pluto ahead, who's going to have DRS off the race leader, I think it's of Ami Curry in the Rodin Motorsport car, closing on Frank Tank, but we're not close enough to make a move. But you can see Pluto going for the lead. He's trying to get the lead off Curry, but cannot make the move. We're going to have another dose of DRS. Pluto is going to try and finish that move off going into the braking zone. This is where all the moves are happening at the moment, up and down the order. Pluto down the inside in the AIX car, gets the lead of the race. We clip the back of Frank Tank. Luckily no damage for either of us. We're still on the back of the Van Amersfoort racing car, but no, it's going to be a little bit stupid to go for a move right here. We're going to have another dose of DRS down the main straight. Frank Tank's gone a little bit too deep into the penultimate corner, and now we're looking around the outside of Frank Tank at the final corner. It's going to take something special to pull this one off. Now we've got DRS, both of us have DRS down the main straight. Starting lap 4 now of this sprint race. Can we make the move work? Going down to turn 1, Frank Tank brakes a little bit later, a little bit of wheel bang, and we get shoved onto the grass, but we managed to keep the car in a straight line, and that's the main thing. But we are going to lose that position to Top G that we just gained, so we are going to drop back down to P5 in this race. We try and make the move around the outside, but no, that gap is going to close very quickly, and now we just need to settle back down in this race and try and get those positions back. We know it's not going to be easy. It's been a very tough elbows out race so far. Moving on to the halfway point of the race then, we are still stuck behind Top G and Frank Tank, but you can see the battle for the lead ahead between Ami Curry and Pluto is still happening. They are not giving this one up, and really all they need to do is just keep doing what they're doing, make their cars as wide as they can, and they know we can't really get through because we are stuck in this train. But a fantastic 5-way battle so far for the lead of this sprint race, the opening sprint race of the year, and it's fantastic to be a part of. We are all over the back of Top G then with DRS going down to turn 1. Is there going to be a gap at the inside of turn 1? There is not. It's going to be very risky, very hard to make the move, but Top G with the mistake, we slither up the inside with DRS. We're able to pull away now with a half decent exit, and we are back into 4th place then, past the high-tech driver. He thinks about going up the inside, but we brake a bit later to make sure that does not happen. We hold on to 4th place now, chasing back after Frank Tank, who's looking very slippery on the exit. We look up the inside, it's going to be a dangerous move, it's going to be a risky move. We make contact, both of us into the wall. Frank Tank with a lot of damage, and unfortunately a bit of a silly move from me there, to be honest, and I did get penalised after 10-second time penalty, and we'll see that how that affects us later on in the race. But yeah, bit of a stupid move from me there, to be honest. Just saw the error, saw the gap, but ultimately really didn't pay off, and it's kind of turned out really bad for Frank Tank, and I really do apologise. But we have now got a 3-way battle, because here comes Medal Woolwingle in game, and he's up the inside of us. We make contact with Frank Tank, and it just gets worse for us because now we've got damage to our front wing, and that might be the downfall of our race as well then. Are we going to get the move done on Frank Tank into the braking zone? Both of us with DRS. We decide to back out because we know both of us are kind of a little bit aggravated at the moment. He makes a mistake, goes a bit deep. We look up the inside now of Frank Tank, get the move done up into 6th place, and unfortunately for Frank Tank it is just going to go downhill from there, because we did give him a considerable amount of damage, and we will be penalised for that after. Skipping a bit further then into the race, we are closing up to the back of Medal and Top G. We're battling away here for 4th place, and it's been a fantastic battle to watch now, and now we're going to try and get involved with it to try and get our way up to 4th place. We know 5th could be on the cards if we keep it penalty free. Little did I know at the time we were going to get a 10-second penalty, but kind of you could tell from the instant I was going to get a penalty from that, but we learned our lesson. Here we go then with DRS on Medal. We're about to start lap 10 now of this sprint race. Can we make our way past the damaged driver? Is there going to be a gap waiting for us at turn 1? I don't think there will be, and there isn't going to be. On the brakes we go. We are going to get another dose of DRS now, heading down towards turn 3. We're going to get the slipstream, maybe even a double slipstream if we're close enough to Top G. Medal holds his line and looks like he's going to hold on to that 5th place, and indeed he does, into the braking zone. Goes a little bit deep, but should be okay. Our car snaps a tiny bit on the exit, isn't going to lose us too much time. We're not going to go for another move into that corner after our earlier mistake. We clip the wall on the exit because we're going to have quite a bit of understeer because of that front wing damage. Skipping a little bit further on now to lap 11, Medal is closing up to the back of Top G again now. We can see we're all involved in this battle for the race win. It's now a 6-car battle for the race win. We've now got a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. I'm not surprised one bit because of the damage we've had. It's been very hard to keep it on the road. Medal goes a little bit deep. We try and do the up and under through the penultimate corner. Round the final corner we go. We made a move around the outside of the final corner earlier on the race, but we can't get it done. Here starting the final lap now of the opening sprint race of the season. It's been a great race so far. A lesson learned for me 100%, but we're going to try and get the best amount of points we can from this sprint race. Of course, limited points with the reverse grid and the shortened format. But with DRS now headed towards turn 3, I don't think we're going to be close enough to Medal. We're absolutely not. But Medal goes too deep and he's locked the rear brakes. He's hit the back of Top G, and that's going to give us a position now. We're now up into 5th place after that mistake from Medal. And now, can we hold on to this to the end of the race? Because we're going to be level at the time anyway on these 3-second time penalties. Still about 2/3 of the final lap to go then. Can we hold on to this 5th position? Because we of course have got that damage. We're going to be under threat from Medal behind, but we have got Top G only just in front of us. All of us are going to have DRS apart from Amion Curry, who's in the lead of this race. Can he hold on to the race when he's kind of took off? In all honesty, he's had some very good pace on his SLRF2 debut. Looks like he's going to get a win on debut as well. Into the chicane we go. We close up to Top G, thinking about going for a move, but we just have not got the aero to kind of turn in as quick as we used to. Front wing damage from earlier really cost us a lot in this race. Heading towards the hard braking zone again, the 90-degree right-hander. We know the gap is not there, so we're not going to go for it. Top G sliding around on the exit. We look again to the inside, but there's still no gap to go for. He hasn't got a penalty, so we know realistically we're not going to get that position anyway after all the penalties are applied. And here we go then, round the final corner for the 12th and final time. Bit of a slide on exit, but I think that kind of sums up our race, to be honest. A bit of a one to forget for us. After the earlier incident, we crossed the line in P5, but after all penalties are applied in the end, that 10-second time penalty we got for that earlier incident drops us to P7 then. And we get 3 points from that race then, because we get the 2 points for P7 and we get the 1 point for the fastest lap as well. Big congratulations to Amion Curry on his first ever SLRF2 race victory. Pluto always up there in P2, and TJ Griffiths on his return. Here we go then, time for the feature race. As I said, we are going to have some wet weather to deal with in this feature race. Starting from pole position, it is lights out and away we go for the first feature race of the season. It's a very good launch from ourselves, not much wheel spin, just about catch it from sliding in 3rd gear. We are going to hold on to the lead then as we head down to turn 1. We clear away from Beatnik, who has just been overtaken by Pluto in the AIX car, and you can see we're nearly a second clear already before we reach turn 3. So probably the best kind of first couple of corners we could have had there in these very slippery conditions. You can hear myself talking on the stream, struggling to keep the car in a straight line, to prevent it sliding out of these corners in these tricky conditions, because it is so hard to drive in these turbocharged cars. As we skip on to lap 6 now, because it's been a very quiet opening couple of laps of this race. You can see fastest lap of the race, 139.6. Me and Pluto were kind of swapping between the fastest laps really. One lap I was quicker, the next minute he was quicker, but really we just kind of both are making the same mistakes, just in different parts of the track. We're letting one get away from the other and then getting back in of that 1 second gap. Of course, no DRS in these conditions, but you can see from the rest of the gaps a bit further down the top 5 but me and Pluto have kind of really just took off. We're both feeling equally as good in these conditions, as you can see by the gaps on the left hand side. Zooming a bit further on, we overtake the lap car of Valcor, who's had a very tough race, but very much respect him for still going all the way to the end. Lap 11 of 17 now. You can see how much drier it is, and you can see the tyre warning light that has came on 68%, I think that said, on the rear left, and I think you can get a puncher after 75%. It's very much RNG when you're going to get a puncher, but we know full well we're not going to get to the end of this race. The conditions are not going to allow us to get to the end of this race. We are going to see the super soft tyre at some point, so make sure to stick around for that one, because that is where it's going to get very spicy. At the end of lap 12 now, you can see on the tyre wear indicator 76% run now. We are well and truly in puncher territory. We are going to come in at the end of this lap, because you can visually see the track is loads drier now. Even though we are sliding, the track is loads drier, and we are seeing fastest laps about to come in. 78%, we're gaining 2, 3, 4% in just multiple corners alone, let alone laps. We've got to get the car slowed down though for the pit lane. Down to 37 we get it, just about. take it a little bit easier, turning straight away for the pit box, and you can see we've got the Supersoft tyre ready to get to the end of this race. Dry compound tyres go on, 4-second pit stop, and out we go for the final 5 laps of this race. And can we hold on for this race win? Because it is not going to be easy in these conditions. You can see everybody behind us now starting to come in for the Supersoft tyres. We had a few try and gamble before, but it didn't really pay off. We get to the end of the pit lane, and you can see the rain has stopped, and we're already sliding out of the pit lane now. Car ghosting because it thinks we're trying to spin, but we're very much not. Tyres, as you briefly saw there, stone dead cold as we get down to turn 1, and we just need to keep it on the island here. We know we just need to kind of get to the end of this race. Still no DRS because it is still supposedly not dry enough just yet. But Pluto, this is his opportunity to try and close the gap, to try and get past us for the win of this race. We know it's not going to be easy. Pluto knows it's not going to be easy. We're still sliding our way through the first sector. The car is absolutely everywhere at the moment. It's like driving on ice. We zoom to the end of lap 13 then, our out lap, and you can see the gap to Pluto has closed down to 0.6 of a second now. Purple final sector, you can see the track has really dried up now. Through turn 1 we're still sliding our way, dip a wheel onto the grass. But behind us, bit of a slide from us. Pluto has gone really wide now, and the gap has opened up to well over a second. Beat Nick with the fastest lap of the race. He was one of the early ones to pit, hence why that fastest lap is coming now. But the gap to Pluto, 1.5 seconds now after that mistake in the opening corners of lap 14. Only a small handful of laps to go now. Can we hold on? Bit further on to the race now, end of lap 15, and you can see we are really opening the gap to Pluto now. Nearly 3 seconds it is at the end of lap 15. We cross the line, purple. It's going to be a 1:33.7, new fastest lap of the race. We head on to the penultimate lap now of this feature race. We really have took off in these conditions. As soon as we say that, we have a huge tank slapper out of turn 2, just about keeping it together, and that was very much a brown pants moment for me, because at that point I knew I just needed to take it easy to the end, and we had the 25 points for the race victory. We're going to try very hard to keep the fastest lap of the race, but it's easier said than done with the track improving, the tyres still warming up. It's still very, very tricky out there.
Oh dear, Chelsea able. Let's fucking go. Come on. Yes.
Hopefully that keeps fastest lap as well. I really hope it does.
Well, unfortunately it didn't, because LSJ Rundle put in a stonker of a lap at the end to take that fastest lap point away from us. Big congratulations to him, P6 in the end, and a big day for AIX Racing as well in the Teams Championship after round 1. Here's the final results then of the feature race, round 1 here in Australia. We take the feature race victory with pole position, 2 points there, 25 points for the win, and a very good round for us. Another man who had a very good round, Pluto, one of our championship rivals last season, P2 in the sprint race, P2 in the feature race. Some great points for him and for the AIX team as well, who get the most points across the round as a team, so they lead the Constructors' Championship after round 1. But Invicta with myself and SLR Dodgy are going to be very, very close behind. Big thanks to everyone who's tuned along this evening. If you want to see these races live, head over to my Twitch, which is in the link in the description. These races take place on Thursday evenings at 8 PM with the dates you can see on the calendar on screen. We will be at Belgium next Thursday at 8 PM. Make sure to hop over to Twitch to watch it live. Hope to see some of you there. Have a good evening. Bye bye.